You're literally and metaphorically turning your back on your own players, your own management, your own supporters.
When they're winning.
Cristiano Ronaldo, you have wronged the club. You
Yeah.
have disrespected the club.
Hello again, and welcome to the latest episode of Yahoo Footballing Weekly with me, Yahoo columnist Neil Humphreys, and
Yahoo editor Chia and Keong, and him?
Joel from Napshot Studios.
Yeah.
Big Man
Haizam's
U
friend,
fan.
if you know Haizam.
love the jersey, man. Love the jersey.
Oh, jersey, yeah.
Definitely.
Old
It's a beautiful
school,
jersey.
old school all the way, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it. Right, talking about old school, we want to get straight into it and thank you for many comments that have been coming in. All of our platforms, right? YouTube, Twitter,
Facebook,
Spotify, Instagram. All of the comments are coming in now. We're building up a real platform profile, and we're very grateful. So thank you for that. Do keep them coming. Han Keong, let's get into it. What have we got?
You all have been sending very good comments, very good analysis as well. For example, this one, we talked about VAR in Singapore last week. So, there's coming to Singapore, and then we sort of like, do we really need VAR in Singapore right now? Mm-hmm. So this guy, how to pronounce this? Boss Dicke. Whatever. I agree that we need new pitches and new stadiums, but most of ASEAN football is riddled with corruption, and no VAR means lack of accountability. So it means that having VAR, there's actually more accountability, and then there's less chance of being influenced by corruption. What do you think? You've done some books on corruption.
I have. I wrote a book called Match Fixer, still available at all bookshops. And I like the point, yes. I think if you're going to move away from the stereotype of, say, Southeast Asian football being riddled with corruption, let's be honest, a stereotype that has stuck now, Joel, for 50, 60 years, goes back to the Malaysia Cup days.
Yep.
VAR is not going to fix that. VAR can fix an offside. VAR can fix goal line technology. It can't fix a goalkeeper throwing in 3 goals because he's Keong.
Yeah.
It can't fix a referee giving a dodgy decision because he's Keong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anybody's Keong. I'm speaking hypothetically.
Yes.
Don't get excited. So while I acknowledge that, yes, anything that can improve the image of Southeast Asia is a good thing, I'm not sure VAR's the answer.
I don't think so. It could be the answer for corruption, but I think it'll be the answer for gameplays. You see, right now SPL is doing really well, and I think if you looked at the gameplays, we are losing out a lot of offside calls. Our linesmen, our referees. I don't want to condemn too much about it.
But you just did.
They're not too bad. They're doing not too bad job, but it's not enough.
No. He said that last week.
Yeah.
He said
So
that last
hopefully
week.
the VR will help a lot.
Yeah.
It helped really a lot. I think right now it's like a two-headed horse race, just like the Citizens L breaks. With VR, you never know.
Yeah, I think some of the decision making lies a lot to be desired.
Yes,
that's for sure.
correct, a lot.
But again, so I feel that but between getting the fans in and then getting them in and then with VAR like turning them off again, that I don't know which is. I think priority might be to get them in first.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You know my views on that. I mean, you got a comment there from Jeff, right?
Jeff Forder, he makes a very sarcastic remark saying it will definitely be a boost for the league here. At least we know that there will be at least one person watching the game.
Wait, what? Come on. He say watching.
Yeah, but let's hope they are watching. But my issue with this, right, is Jeff, I think, makes a very good point. We need more people in the stadium.
Yep.
I'm not even sure, how is the tech going to work? Do we know yet? Does that mean, therefore, we're going to have big screen at every stadium? Because not every stadium is equipped for that, right?
I don't think it's
I know Jalan Besar can, obviously the sports hub can.
I'm not sure whether every stadium can install enough cameras around so that you can, for VR, there's no set limit on cameras.
Yep.
You can, at the bottom limit, I think it's about 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Then you can use a VAR, but you can definitely install more than 10 cameras around.
Yeah.
So
and also the tech you see on the EPL. It's like unbelievable mathematical science to the nth degree. They draw the lines on the data, the grids and everything. Do we really have the money and the tech for that?
We do have the people for it, but I don't think so. We need a big screen. Like I think all they need is just small monitors.
No, I think they're just going
for the referees.
They're just going to send guys out with a measuring tape. That's still us. Stop. Measure first.
You can never know in this.
So the stadiums don't have a big screen. which creates a little bit of tension. I think they should just get a guy run out and go offside. Decision stands.
Everybody throw their drinks at him.
Just look through the YouTube. These days they're playing in YouTube, right? The ref just got to go back and just check it back in again.
We doesn't know how what
we're condemning something that hasn't happened yet.
Hopefully he does good. Man.
We're all for it. Jokes aside, we are all for anything that improves the game. But I still stand by my point last week. We've got more pressing priorities.
Yep.
Fans in the stadium, infrastructure, young lions, which to me right now is probably the number one priority for the Premier League, which we'll talk about later. Yes. More important than VAR. But hey, bring it on. Bring on the guy with the measuring tape.
Let's go.
Thank you for your comments.
Keep them coming.
Well, there are good comments. There are also not so good comments. We've debated a bit about whether to put this next comment on because it's not very nice.
Okay.
But this guy Rehab said about we talk about the Val Hillsborough chants that directed by non-Liverpool fans onto the Liverpool fans during the Manchester City match. So this guy tries to justify those chants, saying absolute BS. People keep forgetting what happened to Heysel. Really ridiculous statement to say that you shouldn't. So I'm a Liverpool fan and I watched both Hillsborough and the Heysel Stadium live on TV. So I mean you can form your opinion saying that Heysel was partly caused or mostly caused by Liverpool fans. There's a school of thought saying that. There's also a school of thought saying that Heysel, the stadium was already crumbling, and while obviously the Liverpool fans were a bit unruly, it need not have caused the walls to collapse and eventually led to all this.
They were guilty of football hooliganism.
Yes.
They were kicked out of Europe.
Definitely.
So were English football.
But all I want, from a Liverpool fan, all I want to say is, if you want to hold on to the logic that man-made tragedy must be punished by a man-made tragedy. If you want to continue to bear the grudge that, because of Liverpool's Heysel incidents, they were banned from European competition for 5 years, that goes for you Everton fans. I know what you mean.
You had to take a dig at it.
If you can't find the compassion to just keep quiet, I don't need you to just keep quiet and don't sing about it. You are really a sad human being. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Well, let's get the Man U man. Come on. Because the criticism was directed at me, so I'll stay out of this for a second. But basically,
if people do the Munich chants to your team,
Look, I have been I have been at Upton Park, West Ham's old stadium, and heard the song. I'm not going to say it, obviously, but I've heard the Munich chants.
Yeah.
And even as a boy, I can honestly say, hand on heart, I just thought they were pathetic.
Yes,
Disgusting, sickening, yes, but just pathetic.
Yeah, pathetic.
Grown men.
Doing this, right?
Adult men singing about an air tragedy from 1958.
Yes.
And I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so back then it was 30, 40 years after. What is wrong with you people? You're an adult. Anyway, what do you think?
I think it's just very sensitive. It's very sensitive to talk about this. I think, and football has grown over the years, and I think we need to move on from there. We moan about it, and we feel sad about it, but to make fun of it, to sing songs, chants about it, I think that's really unnecessary. I feel, as a Liverpool fan, I feel you for it. No, that's really unnecessary. It's very uncalled for.
I absolutely agree. I will never do a Munich chant because. No, it's not. It's not nice. It's a tragedy. You shouldn't sing about tragedies.
Yes.
How many times have we said on this show that we sometimes feel in Singapore that there's a certain, not all, minority, there's a certain kind of supporter who thinks they're part of a tribe and therefore must sing this chant, like an army chant. I must sing this. So they sing about Munich, I must sing about Munich. They mock Hillsborough, so I mock Hillsborough.
Yes.
They're just kind of following the herd in that way. But to me, football tribalism must have limits. It must have limits. I'll give you a very good example. I think it was around 2004. Glenn Roeder, when he was then West Ham manager, he had a brain tumour. Terrible. And while he was recovering from this brain tumour, West Ham were not doing well, a West Ham fan put a brick through his window. And I remember writing a column at the time saying, I'm done. I know I grew up supporting West Ham, but there has to be limits here. You're a disgrace. You can still love West Ham and say putting a brick through the manager's window while he's recovering from brain tumour is wrong, right?
Horrible.
You can love Liverpool and still say that them wanting to go in the European Super League is wrong.
Yeah.
You can love Man U and say the Glazers are just, wrong. They're just wrong, full stop, right? You can be a lifelong magpie and still take issue with Saudi Arabia's treatment and persecution of certain minorities.
Absolutely.
It's not an either-or thing. And the thing is about that kind of tribalism is it gives you the power. You, the fan, has the power, actually, because you are saying, if you do something, if you, my club, do something that I do not approve of, I will take it out on you. I will rebel against you. Do not take me for granted. Because then you put the power back in the fans' hands.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
That's real football tribalism. I love you. I support you. But if you go too far, I will condemn you.
Yes. Yep.
That is real fan power to me.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so go deeper than this superficial chance.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Right, well, let's bring it a little bit more up to date. We've got this man in with the lovely jersey. He's looking good at the moment. Chelsea, Man U, good performances this week.
Man U doing well.
yeah.
Well, beat Spurs 2-0.
Got a draw at Chelsea.
And I got a draw at Chelsea. Well done. And then you can really see that.
Well done.
Well done.
You can really done. I mean,
Well done.
It takes
to
a lot
bigger
for Liverpool fans to say that, man.
but obviously, I mean, compared to the start of the season,
yeah.
I think you can see that Eric Ten Hag has slowly shaped the team well. They're playing. There's a kind of a system. Well, I saw one very very funny clip that Luke Shaw was like dilly-dallying, juggling with the ball with time a few seconds left, and then Eric Ten Hag was like,
Yeah,
Get
good.
the ball forward.
get the ball forward, get forward. That's like with like minutes, seconds left in the game. He still wants to get the win. So I think Eric Ten Hag has been a valuable manager for United right now. But everything, no, you just can't celebrate a good thing, isn't it?
Yes.
You're like, everything is overshadowed by Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo.
What do you think about it? What do you think about the situation?
I was really upset for a start.
About what? About him walking off?
Him walking off.
Right.
Yeah, football's a team game, and he likes to make it himself, all about himself always. And I'm a fanboy. I was like, when he came to 18 years old, United, I was there, and when he came back to United, I am there as well. So I'm like a huge fan of Faith. I love him to bits. I love his work ethics. But these are some of the minimal things, the little things that really gets us as fans. You know why? He likes to make things about himself. Yeah. He knew he was not going to start that game against Chelsea, or that game against Spurs. He knew that he was not going to start against Spurs, but he knew that the game against Chelsea he will start. Yeah. I was pretty sure, like, the whole fan base was convinced that he will start the game against Chelsea. So you just got to just chill out, relax a bit. You didn't want to come in. That's one thing. That's the first cross.
That's
and then you walked out. That's the next thing. And then you get your PR to post on Instagram to say that, to talk about your work ethics and all this. So in that manner, I think Cristiano Ronaldo, you have wronged the club. You have disrespected the club. I mean, Ferguson just said it before. Any one player that said, who thinks they are bigger than the club, they have to go. That's how he sent Beckham out of the window.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, 11 years ago, I remember when Carlos Tevez didn't come on. Do you remember? He refused to come on as a sub for Manchester City.
He was done.
And I wrote a piece just castigating the guy. This is worse.
Yes, this is worse.
Firstly, you're taking away the option of coming on because you're storming off with 4 minutes left to play. So you're taking away that option for the manager. You're literally and metaphorically turning your back on your own players, your own management, your own supporters.
When they're winning.
When they're winning, when there's time left to play, and there's still substitutes to come on, in theory,
I'm pretty sure he would have added a goal there. He would have been 3-0 to us in Spurs, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very interesting to me. There was a massive debate on Sky Sports. I'm sure you saw it between Gary Neville and Roy Keane.
Keane was defending Ronaldo.
But there was something in that, Joel. I watched it twice. They all loved Ronaldo. They all do. Because they play with him, they respect him. But it's interesting to me that his biggest defender now, his only defender really, is Roy Keane. Because I think psychologically they have a lot in common, which is I will sacrifice everything and everyone to get where I need to be. The difference is Roy Keane, for all of his many faults, always put the team first.
Yes.
I'm not sure Ronaldo does that.
No,
it's all about Ronaldo. It's all about
himself,
success, achievement, winning, which it is for Keane, but not at the expense of the team. And how did it end for Keane at Man U? Terribly. And if it carries on like this, it's going to end the same way for Ronaldo. And his legacy deserves better than this, Han Keong.
Definitely, and I think obviously Manchester United, the club itself, has something to bringing him back to.
Yeah.
Because it was a bad decision. Now you can, on hindsight, you can say that it was not a good decision bringing him back to play with Man U. He didn't fit into Solskjaer's plans.
He played them out, didn't he? He played them out.
Kind of, yeah. And then Eric Ten Hag, which wants heavy pressing.
Can't do it.
He can't do it. And now I would think that with World Cup in his mind, he wants playing time. He's desperate for playing time because he wants to.
I think if he plays like that,
But so does every player, and that's what Gary Neville.
So does everyone.
That was Gary Neville's point, right? Not every player can play every minute in an elite squad. You've got a squad of 23, 24 players. You're going to be rotated frequently. He's going to get 20, 25 games a season if he stays at Man U, including cameos and substitutions. He's a 37-year-old striker.
Yes.
What else is he expecting at this point?
We know that he's really fit, and the thing is, he played on Friday for the Europa League, and then Ten Hag wanted to rest him because they are playing almost 4 games in 10 days, so it's really a lot to take. But he wants to start every game. He wants to play every minute. He
probably
doesn't like to be
do
subbed out.
So you want him to go? You think January he's got to go?
I don't want him to go in January, but in the summer, I think it's high time for him to see another club.
I don't think you'll be able to keep him that long.
I feel that he'll still stay in January because there's no club that wants him right now. I'm hearing news like Chelsea, maybe a
his
club
wages
is
are way too high.
Maybe
Chelsea,
if Napoli wants to do a one-on-one transfer like Victor Osimhen and then Ronaldo there, I don't mind.
That's the only thing. You're right. That's the only thing that will keep him at United is the money.
It's the money.
Unless they're going to agree to pay some of it. Why would you agree to pay half of £500,000 a week or whatever it is for him to play somewhere else?
The longer he stays there, the more drama.
I agree.
He overshadows all the good
there will
things
be a
that
lot
we're
of
doing.
drama, but we lack of striking options right now. Rashford can't play as a number 9. Martial injury prone. We only have Ronaldo.
But why should it be on, say, for example, Ten Hag's shoulders to appease Ronaldo? It should be on Ronaldo's shoulders to appease Ten Hag. He should be going to Ten Hag's office, cap in hand, and practically begging Ten Hag, begging him for forgiveness, begging him to play, and so on and so on. Ten Hag doesn't have to do anything at this part. I think Ten Hag has handled this beautifully. I dropped him. He's out of the squad.
Yes.
I'm not talking about it anymore. He laid down, a real marker. And I thought,
the media,
credit to him. Speaking of Landau markers, Steven Gerrard has picked this up and gone. He's out here. Come on, Liverpool legend. He was supposed to succeed Klopp. What's gone wrong with your boy?
We dodged the bullet, man. We dodged the bullet.
Really? 5 minutes ago.
Obviously, I have great respect and love for Steven Gerrard. He was like one of my sporting heroes in the past when he was playing. But I think he's still learning the ropes as a manager. I mean, Rangers he did well, but once you come to Aston Villa, the Premier League, your methods will be scrutinized by the players. The players, if they say your methods are outdated or old, they won't respond as much to it compared to, let's say, Klopp or Guardiola or even Eric Ten Hag. They are masterful tacticians and they have very new ideas that they can put forth to the teams, and then the teams will take to them. So I'm not sure whether Steven Gerrard, the way you see Villa play is very dull, very boring. So I don't know. I'm not sure whether he has any concepts of tactics and how the training he does, and his handling of Tyrone Mings' situation, publicly sort of like belittling one of the long-time stalwarts of the club. It's a bit. I'm not sure whether it's the right thing to do, but he hasn't been producing results.
No.
So
and his big signing, Coutinho didn't work.
Coutinho
didn't work.
Yeah. He worked for 10 games and that's it.
So he managed to lure the players in, but he couldn't make them do. So now it's Unai Emery.
Hey, good evening. We love it. Good evening.
So there's one very, very good statistic. Unai Emery has only done Villa teams. Sevilla, Villarreal, Aston Villa. So if Lion City Sailors, you want Unai Emery, just change your name to Lion Villa Sailors or something.
There you go. You get good evening for the Singapore Premier League.
Never know.
But there was an interesting point here, a broader point about Gerrard. You mentioned there 2 key names for me. You mentioned Ten Hag and you mentioned Klopp.
Yep.
The difference between them and Gerrard is what? They plied their trades through the lower leagues. Yep. They built up their coaching credentials over time. There is a clear pattern now. Call it a post-Premier League superstar culture where too many of the golden generation, British golden generation, have been parachuted into top jobs too early.
Too early, yeah.
It's a lot, no. Gary Neville went to Valencia.
Yes.
Our good Singaporean friend Peter Lim gave him a job. Phil Neville was there. Steven Gerrard, Wayne Rooney, Derby. You mentioned Lampard there, Chelsea. There are a lot of coaches out there, European coaches, who have applied their trades, gone through the B teams, the youth teams, the academies, lower leagues, higher leagues. They haven't done that. Nope. And the problem with that, and this is a good point that Graham Souness made, is you end up almost coming into this Roy Keane syndrome, where you go straight into a good job, as he did, Sunderland. Okay, but didn't quite work out. Then he goes to Ipswich, didn't work out. And then you're done.
Yeah, that's it.
And you're done because those two jobs were given to you not because of your coaching reputation, but because of your playing reputation.
Your playing reputation, yes.
And now the next job that he goes for, Gerrard, can only be based on his coaching reputation.
Yes,
It's a problem, Joel.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem. But the thing is, I won't say Liverpool dodged the bullet because I know
he wants him to be manager.
Honestly speaking, Banter's aside, I would love Gerrard to be there and then get the sack, get the boot, and then their own fans turning against him. That would be such a sight to see, though.
Man,
but the thing is, if you looked at Arteta, Eric Ten Hag, they have mentors. Pep was a mentor, and Pep has his own mentor. Yeah. Klopp has his own mentor as well. When Gerrard was coming up, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was coming up, Lampard, they do not have a mentor. So I think right now Gerrard shouldn't take any other managerial gig. He should go to Liverpool, understudy Klopp, maybe for a couple or 2 years. Probably that's how
Which
much
he was doing
Klopp
initially.
He was doing the under-18 team, yes.
And then build up from there, take over the reins of Klopp. I think
and then get fired.
And then get fired.
You just want to see Gerrard's the mopey face, like.
It's been very hard for him this week.
He's
had to grit his teeth a lot. But what do you think? Should Gerrard get another shot at an elite club in English Premier League or drop down to the lower leagues? Let us know about that. What else are we talking about? Is Liverpool on the bounce? I don't know. Is Man U going to make the top 4? Should Ronaldo leave the club? So many questions. Let us know. All of your comments, much appreciated. Send them to
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_MY on Twitter, and Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
And also you can send nice ones to me and Keong, but on Twitter. But only the nice ones.
Nice ones, please. Nice ones.
Yes, thank you very much.
Mental health.
Exactly. We'll see you in part 2.
See you.